Hey brats, so what I've got here for you today, I did an original unboxing video when the Rift S came out a month ago, but I had a suspicion that my original Rift S might have been broken, which I was definitely correct in that I did end up having to return it and getting a different one, so I was worried that some of my thoughts were kind of skewed as to what I thought of it versus what it actually was. So what we're going to do today, I'm going to show you the original unboxing video here. You can check out my initial thoughts on when I first tried it. I'll leave timestamps in the description letting you know. Then at the end of that, I'll add in a 1 month later, kind of tell you what I've decided about the headset since, what I've learned, some more pointers and tips that might make it easier if you're still on the fence trying to decide if you want to get one of these, replace any of your current headsets. So let's check it out. Hey brats, so I have got something fun for today. We have got the new Oculus Rift S. I'm gonna open this up, check it out, give you a little comparison of what I think as an already PSVR owner, Windows Mixed Reality, and an original Rift owner. So I'm gonna tell you what I think about all this. Let's check it out. So first thing, it comes in a box. It's nice, it's not crazy nice. It obviously feels like cardboard. It doesn't feel crazy expensive, but it looks really good. Good packaging, but we care about what's inside. Next step of the box, got a little Oculus symbol on it. Pretty plain other than that. Uh-oh, Cat's coming in to check it out. She wants the box. Willow, you gotta get out of here. All right, now, step 2, you gotta be smarter than the box. And this thing is either well sealed or I am opening it the wrong way. Wow. Okay, that opens up pretty basic and we are right into it. Surprised to see we don't have any books or anything crazy here. Oh, well, you are something else. We got some box. Oh, I didn't really expect anything less, but we actually have batteries. That is fantastic. And we got books and crap. We don't need any of that. Bam. We do have an adapter. I thought this was going to be so that you could use the new Virtual Link, but I thought Virtual Link is more like a USB-C. This is something else set aside. All right, controllers. Right off the bat, these fit me a little better than the Rift controllers. Rift controllers, I always thought felt a little small. It was a little weird how you put your hands through them. I know a couple people have given them some crap about these straps not feeling great. So let's check out these straps. So the straps feel like a rubber band at the end of its life. You know how it feels kind of dry, feels like it's gonna break? I don't feel like I trust these heavily. They do feel like they'll stay on. Controllers fit nicely in your hands. You got all the same basic button layout as the Rift controller. Joysticks clickable. Yeah. Tracking rings go up instead of down. I do feel like playing Beat Saber, it's going to be more likely to hit yourself in the face because they come up high and you got the visor sticking out. I do think it's possible, but we will test it out. We will see. Get off me, strap. All right, here we go. Rift S. Looking at this right here. Looks good. Got cameras all over it. It's got the audio jack on the side right there. It's interesting. Moves in and out. Like PSVR, I like that. Oh, we got some more stuff in here. Might just be the end of the cables. Might be an adapter, we'll find out. Okay, just the cables. It's interesting, they switched from HDMI over to DisplayPort automatically. And then of course you got a USB. Boy, the way they strap this thing up, this is something else. I really like the case. I feel like you could keep using this for a bit. You can see that right there. You can hold everything inside of it. It's got the handle on it. This is probably something you could save if you're going to be taking this anywhere. But for now, that's just a dead box. We don't need to worry about that cable. Headset. Interesting placement here. Goes to the front. I don't know if you can unplug this or not. I'm not going to try too hard and break it. Wire does come through the side there. Now it's off to the side. They got no sunlight on lenses. This is something everything should have had the warning for in the first place. Every VR headset. We got 1, And we got 2. Okay. So interesting. First thing right here. It's got the top third strap. PSVR does not have that. Rift has that. None of the Windows mixed reality headsets have that. Even the Halo type ones like the Lenovo Explorer. First thing I find myself wanting to do as someone who owned a Lenovo for a while, I want to tip this up and put my face on it. Can't do that. I'm going to break it. I'm going to risk breaking it if I do that. So I'm going to put this way out here and see how this goes on. Now it's interesting. You don't feel it clicking when you're tightening it, but if you undo it, you hear the click. Headset does feel light. I'm feeling a good pull on that cable there being on the side. That's a little awkward. And a good amount of nosebleed around, light bleed around the nose. Definitely it is a little hard to get comfortable at first. It's gonna take some getting used to. I'm gonna have to tighten up the top strap a bit. Feels like it's gonna be light, but it feels like it's, unless I really push against my face, it's always gonna feel a little more loose. And it doesn't come out very far. So like PSVR, you can do this, you can click it way out from your face, you can look around and see. This one I'm not gonna be able to check my phone without actually taking it off. Padding is very cushy. It also feels like it's gonna soak up the sweat terribly. So Beat Saber, Box VR, this thing's gonna get wet. All right, I'm gonna go hook this all up, check it out, and get back with my thoughts about how this compares. If you've owned a PSVR, if you've owned a Rift, if you've owned Windows Mixed Reality, I'm gonna let you know what I think in comparison. And we are back after testing out the Rift S. So, my thoughts so far. Setup, pretty straightforward. It went through the steps decently easily. It did hang up a couple times, so when it got to where it shows DisplayPort and USB, DisplayPort did keep getting stuck. Circle just kept spinning until I unplugged the second monitor, moved it around, tried another DisplayPort, and then it went green. After that, I tried going on the next step where it says it's checking to see if your sensors can track the room. Sat there for quite a while with the ring spinning. It was probably about 10 minutes that I left it. I left it alone. I came back. It was still doing it. So I went back a step, then went forward again, and then it just went green. Check, no problem. Oh, you're back. After that, I went on and went through the tutorial with the controls. I met the little robot dude, and there's one weird thing that's happening with it. I don't know. I may have to contact Oculus because I've tried restarting the computer. There's these lines that are coming up off of certain colors. So in testing that, I don't know for sure. I'm going to take the other camera and try and do a little through lens, show you what I'm talking about. I don't know why that's happening. And I'll also test on my other PC, find out if that's still an issue there. Oh my goodness. Apparently, I'm just going to do a video, the rest of this video with a cat on me. So, question is, so far, first impressions, I did play a little bit of Beat Saber. It's obvious the screen resolution is better. Everything looks clearer. It's easy to read text. It looks really nice. Very little screen door effect. Typically, the screen door effect, you see those lines coming down. It's more like the PSVR now. You see little dots, these little black dots kind of in between pixels, but it's really hard to make out straight lines, even if you're looking at an all-white screen. So I'm liking that so far. The refresh rate being lower, 80 hertz on this one versus 90 on the original. I don't know that I'm going to be able to tell that. It was, in testing, it's too hard to see if frame rates are dropping or anything like that. Everything runs really smoothly. The controllers don't jitter at all. Rift controllers don't jitter much, but these stay really solid. It's a great experience so far. If you don't own VR and you got a PC that can handle it, I'm running an i7 and 2070, RTX 2070. So I'm running a pretty beefy setup. It looks gorgeous in there. Everything looks really good. It does seem like the screen, oh my goodness, cat, just, if you're gonna stay in the frame, just chill. It does seem like the screen doesn't quite pop as well. Like the color might be a little dimmer. The blacks still look pretty black. I was trying to check that because I figured the blacks wouldn't be as dark. I couldn't catch it in a first impression, but so far it seems like the field of view is a little wider. I did set the IPD to match mine, so that looked good. I'm about a 69 on the IPD, so that's what I set it to. So I know if you are beyond that, if you are beyond the 70, there is a concern it only goes to 70. Otherwise, so far, I would say if you're thinking, if you got the PC for it and you're like, oh, should I go buy this? Maybe not. What am I thinking? You don't have a VR headset already? Get the Rift S. It's a nice, great experience. You jump right into gaming. The controllers fit me way better. In Beat Saber, they're easier to hold because they're rounded. On the original Rift, controllers are really smooth, they're really comfortable. This part's smooth, which always bugged me. When I was playing Beat Saber, it was always slipping, just like that. Had a hard time holding on to it. This is textured on this side now. Not on the back side, the top side up here, it's gonna go in your hand, but the bottom is textured. I can hang on to this in Beat Saber a lot better. I'm flinging it, I'm not worried about it flying off my hand. You are just determined to hang out here, aren't you? These are way more comfortable. I like these a lot better. If I already own this and I'm not a crazy VR enthusiast, I do it, I like it, I have fun with it. If I was that kind of person, I would say probably stick with the original Rift for now. Wait for a Rift 2. This is awesome. This is a great upgrade for someone who's an enthusiast like myself. I'm gonna get a lot of fun out of this and do a lot with this. But if you already have this, the experience is definitely close enough that you're not losing anything by sticking with it. If I already owned a Rift and I really want something new, I'd probably go for the Quest. I'm really excited about complete wireless ability, and I know you're not regularly recommended to take it outside, but the idea of playing a game in a field where I can just run around and never use the thumbsticks at all, that would be pretty crazy. I like that idea. Any other thoughts I've got for you? I'm gonna go in there, we're gonna check it out and try and show you through the lens, show you what I'm talking about with those lines. Now, obviously, being that you're seeing through a camera, it's gonna cause that those vertical lines and cause an issue. But what I'm talking about here, you can't see them as bad, but there is little lines that just keep jittering onto the screen. Oh, there's a bunch of them. And that's happening only off certain color patterns, it seems like. Because if I look around the house here, I don't seem to have this issue. But those right there are what I'm talking about. So what you saw in the video there was my original Rift S was broken. So luckily, since I did buy it at Best Buy, I was able to return it, take it back and get it quickly, not have to wait for Oculus to send me a new one. So I did get a new one soon after. And what I'd love to do now is just talk to you about a couple things I've noticed in the last month since I've been playing it a lot. So one thing that was that a lot of people complained about in the beginning, the audio that was incorporated. There's built-in speakers up inside the headset. It sucked. It sucked bad for a long time. They've said there's an update coming that's going to make it better. It's going to drop some more bass. I use headphones with mine anyways, so that doesn't really bother me at all. But one thing about using headphones with these, the way this headband is designed, it's similar to the PSVR in design. But the PSVR, this part's very thin, it's very small, and it gets a lot smaller there. Where for this, it's still the roundest and the biggest part of the headset. So I found most of my headphones do not want to get around this. Over-ear cans are a struggle. If you're going to use earbuds with it, you're not going to notice any problems at all. But even my Razer Krakens, which are huge headphones, I can barely get around this thing. So that's one consideration to take, as opposed to the original Rift over here. It's got the headphones still all built in. It's got really good audio for built-in headphones, so you're not wishing you could have different headphones. That was a big plus for this one. The controllers. So you can see now, I've got duct tape on my new Rift S controller, because just like the original Rift controller, when I'm playing Beat Saber too hard, the battery compartment just wanted to slip off on me. This one, it's hard to do. It's like when you actually have to open the battery compartment, it's difficult to do on your own. But when you're playing Beat Saber, something about the way you grip it, these things just want to come right off. I really wish Oculus had just built the battery packs into these and you could just charge them like PSVR or Vive ones. Some people complain because if the battery dies, you're screwed. You got to either get a new controller or warranty or something. But having to change batteries and having a battery compartment that can open on a controller, I don't love that at all. And I hope no future headsets continue with that model. The cable being on the side of the Rift S, coming outside, does make it a little harder to manage. I've seen a lot of people have tied it up to the top some other way, because when it just pulls on that one side of your head, it's really distracting. It pulls down. Luckily, I suspend my cables up above me, but even then, I'm having it kind of lift one side of my head and want to pull my head over to the side. So if you can put an extra strap, or you can just put it through the Velcro here and you can put it up the top, it does help a bit, but that is one thing. I don't know why the cable on this one, I notice it more than on the Rift, but even on my Rift, I actually did tie it to the top too. So that just might be kind of an Oculus thing with cables. Let's just hope no future headsets actually need to have cables. And lastly, after playing for a month, playing a lot of Beat Saber, I am been watching and waiting for the right replacement padding for these things to come out, because this thing soaks up sweat terribly bad. So under your face right here, it's got these pads. These parts right here will just get filled with sweat, and then when I move this and these squish, it'll actually drain sweat down my face, and it's pretty disgusting. It's not a feature I like. I want to get some sort of replacement that's all leather, hopefully, or something that won't absorb so much. Maybe that absorbing is protecting the headset from getting the water inside the headset instead. I don't know for sure on that one yet, but this pad is just terrible for sweat, and it covers so much of your face. Your forehead's covered, your face is covered, the back of your head's covered. You get a lot of heat in here, and you do notice you get really hot, you get really sweaty, you get really disgusting. So those are some thoughts. Still, overall, I think it's a good headset. I still stand by what I said before. If you have an original Rift and you're not an enthusiast, I probably wouldn't jump right in and get this right away. I'd wait for a better upgrade, or maybe look at the Valve Index. But if you're an enthusiast, you love Oculus, you love Oculus exclusives, this is a great purchase. Or if you don't have a VR headset at all, this is also a great purchase. You can demo them at Best Buy and a lot of other locations, so go check one out on site. Make sure you check out the Quest too, though, because like I said, I think if I was just gonna get something, I might get a Quest. All right, so I hope you enjoyed that first month recap, and hopefully we'll be talking about another great headset here in the future. I'll see you in another video.